Hello and welcome back to Quicks14Blog Part 2 as we continue on level 74 to 75. We've moved on from where we left off just a little bit. We've headed further south towards the east, actually. This is one of the main Tuskar bases, if you will. And this is where you're going to find most of your quests and most other things. So that's where we've gone to. We've gone ahead there. You got a quest turn in there anyway if you did the Tuskar quests. I believe on either side of the continent, if it was Howling Fjord or of course Born Tundra. I didn't show much of the Tuskar quests in Howling Fjord, but they are there, so you can find them there and you can do their quests there. So what we're doing is turning our quest there, and he wants to gain your confidence, so he's going to send you to kill some of their enemies nearby, and that's not hard. Just go up a little north and you'll find plenty of them to kill. Doesn't take very long at all. We're doing a few of these quests here at the Tuskar base, and then we're going to grab one of the last quests he's going to give you to do and move on from there. So we kill those, we turn it back in, and we go ahead and move on to the next quest. Now the next quest, yeah, he wants some goods that they had. That's right, it was a drop rate. My apologies, my apologies. The drop rate isn't too bad. You won't have to kill too many to get them. Next, he's going to want you to go to this other quest. He wants you to slay Logun. Now that's the main guy, so that's not hard. So we're going to skip that for now. We're going to get back to our quests in for Star's Rest. This quest is just north of Star's Rest, not too far from the entrance to the dungeons and instances of Aeronazul and Old Kingdom. What you want to do is head up there, go around towards the side where you're going to find a bridge or either a little crevice you can go up, and that's where you're going to find them. There's quite a few of these guys here, and the main ones you're after is these occultists, if you will. And that's what you're really after here. Nothing huge of note, really, to put on these guys while fighting them. The cultists do like to do a curse of some kind, if I remember correctly, but the actual Nerubs don't do much of anything. There's just a lot of them, and as you can see there, I got quite a bit there on the first time, but nothing I couldn't handle, nothing you should have a problem with. You're after a piece of their suit, and it is a drop. It'll probably only take like maybe 10 or so to kill in order to get it. The drop rate isn't too bad. It's about 50 or so %. Once you have that, you can go ahead and head back to Star's Rest. We're turning in our quests now that we've gotten so far, including that strange device that we got at the end of part 1. So alright, so we've done that. We've turned the other one away. We're going to pick this up for projections and plans, continuing our little quest line here. So basically you need to go towards the edge of the field. You use the strange device and it'll teleport you up to the needle point that you've probably seen if you've flown over this area at all. One way or another, you've seen that big needle nexus like thing. And don't worry about the people up here. All you gotta do is just teleport, just move in a little bit closer, and done. And you use the device to teleport back, and then go ahead and report in, and you'll go on to the next quests. The next quests first will be taking us back towards that shore that we were in part 1, where we killed the captain and we got that letter. I didn't show the killing of the captain, but this time I will, because, well, that's part of the quest here this time. So if you didn't do it before, no worries. You're going to kill the captain here. She's at this first lay here, or landline, magical landline. So you want to focus on her. Please keep in mind that if you do have ads and everything, you see me here focusing on her. It would probably be a better strategy if you focused on the ads first, because she will respawn pretty darn fast whether you loot her or not. So in fact, I actually had her respawn on me after I killed these ads and was getting ready to do the landline. I'm not going to show that footage here because it's redundant, but so you want to watch that. A reminder on those mage hunters, they do an arcane reflection, but arcane magic only, I've noticed. So that's a big thing important. So if you're a mage and you are arcane spec, you know, it might be time to pull out that old dusty frostbolt or firebolt so you can penetrate that shield and take them down. Once you have the control ring, as you can see right there, you're going to need to get very, very close to this landline here and then use it. It'll channel, and then you just got to wait a second and then bam, there's that quest. You're going to be doing a very similar quest for the next 2 quests here, and that's what we're going to get started on. So that's the first landline we're going to do. The second one isn't too far from that. It's just to the east. It's actually just not too far from actually Star's Rest. It's directly south actually, and that's what we're going to work on next. So you head south from Star's Rest. You're going to head towards that landline. We're going to kill these guys here. Pretty much the same people you're going to encounter for mobs around here. No captain. Well, there's one captain to kill this time in order to get it, and I believe he is in this little group here. Or I've already killed him, and I may not have shown the things. Nothing, again, all these captains, lieutenants, whatever, that are holding this stuff, nothing, absolutely nothing of note to do about their way if they attack and stuff, besides their respawn time will be pretty darn fast, as they are quest related. Also, the rest of the lieutenants, besides that first captain that you encounter at that first landline, will not drop any quest items, so that's good to note. So we go ahead and do the second one. Go ahead and turn that in, pick your reward, and again, remember the strategy here. If you've got nothing to use and you're not a disenchanter, pick the thing that's going to sell for the most. You're going to maximize your gold output for that all-important flying in Northrend, of course. So we turn that in, and then you're going to get another quest, as you saw there, that'll come available. And we're going to do that quest before we continue on what we're doing. You talk to one of those treants. It's important to note that sometimes they will get angry and attack you. If they do attack you, go ahead and kill them. When you kill them, you should be able to loot a piece of bark in order to take care of these ancients. Very simple. Target the ancients, use the bark, done. That's it. You only got to do it 3 times. Very, very easy. These worms are... The only thing to note about them is their overload. They will do a channeling on you, and then you'll start overloading. It damages everything around you, but it also damages you. So keep that in mind when that comes on. Next, we're going east some more towards the enemy Tuskar village here for the third and final landline here in the water. And you'll see they're all dead. There's some ragers in this water, elementals basically. Not too hard, nothing huge to note of, but there's a lot of them, so be aware of that. Once you have it done and you have the landline finished, you are going to go ahead and turn that back in. But we're going to finish our Tuskar quest that we got earlier, since we're not too far from it. You just go a little further east, and there he is. So that was actually quite nice. So if you want to wait to go down to the Tuskar camp until that point, that would work just fine, because you keep that area. There's a flight point pad in the Tuskar camp, so it makes it real easy to get back to Star's Reach. So we're killing this boss guy. He does enrage. He's DPS. He's very fast. Otherwise, nothing huge to note here. He shouldn't be that hard. He's not elite. Nothing like that. So now we're doing the last part of the quest. Now that we have our information, we need to go to the Azure Dragonshire and look over it. Just, again, go a little bit further east from where we just killed that boss guy, and you're going to find it just fine. Be aware there is a elite 73 or 74 elite that does patrol the area on the way to there. He's called like Megalith or something like that. Be careful of him if you're not prepared. I haven't fought him yet, but my guess is he's Recruel related, obviously, so it'd probably be messy. After that, go ahead and turn in the Tuskar quest. Use the blood that you used on there on yourself, and then you can go ahead and turn that in, and you're done with the normal Tuskar quest. There's a repeatable to do there, and a whole bunch of other quests. I highly suggest you do it, especially if you're into fishing or you have leatherworking or even jewel crafting. There's some great recipes you can get via reputation, so definitely look into that. We go ahead and turn that in, and we turn in our second quest that we did earlier, turn that on, and now we're pretty much done here at Star's Reach. We're going to get an introduction level to head us finally to Wormrest Temple, which is where we're at now, as I've opened the flight pass already, as I told you before. So here we are. You turn this in to this guy right here, and he's on the west side of Wormrest Temple. The west entrance is where you're going to find him. The flight point is north, on the north side, so if you're coming from the flight point, you just want to turn around and head that way. You're going to talk to your ambassador, and as far as I know, this is probably very similar on both sides, but at least for the Alliance, you want to talk to your ambassador, and they're going to send you to the Red Ruby Dragonshire to help with the defense here. So you're going to talk to them, and this is going to be an interesting quest line. This is where stuff gets interesting and fun. Let me put it that way. anything to do with the dragons can be very interesting. If you've done any of the Caverns of Time, or if you've watched the Caverns of Time stuff, you've just seen a little tiny glimpse in the dragon stuff, and now you're going to see a lot more here. Most of this is pretty easy. This is really, really easy. Just stick with the NPCs. They're elites, and as some of the enemies are, and they're going to spawn, and there's going to be a whole war thing, and you're just going to stay with them and just basically give them a hand dealing with the enemies in order to get your counts. All you got to do is just hit them once, and you're pretty much going to get a count for it. Real simple. It might take a little while for some of the areas to find what you need to spawn properly. As you can see, these here are near the other one, and they spawn pretty easily. The zombies that you're going to need is going to spawn more to your north, and you'll see that in the next part. But that's all for part 2. We'll see you in part 3. Much more 73-74 goodness coming up at you, so stay tuned.